Welcome to the Glitch Blog. Deep within the hidden corners of the internet, a visionary sought to build an empire, an anonymous digital marketplace where anything could be bought or sold. This is the story of Ross Ulbricht, known as Dread Pirate Roberts, and the rise and precipitous fall of the Silk Road, a dark web bazaar that challenged the very fabric of online commerce and law enforcement. Authorize your access by subscribing now and uncover the secrets. Part 1. The Architect. In 2011, a peculiar idea began to germinate in the mind of Ross Ulbricht, a libertarian with a vision for a truly free market. He imagined a place where state control was irrelevant, a digital haven for illicit trade, powered by the then nascent anonymity of Tor and the untraceable currency of Bitcoin. Ulbricht, a man with a background in material science, possessed a profound belief in radical economic freedom. He set out to build Silk Road, an online marketplace designed to be an Amazon for illicit goods, primarily drugs. His ambition was not merely profit, but an ideological statement, a grand experiment in a truly unregulated economy. The site leveraged the Tor network to obscure IP addresses, making both buyers and sellers virtually invisible to traditional surveillance methods. Every transaction was routed through Bitcoin, further complicating any efforts to trace the money flow back to its source. The conceptual brilliance of Silk Road lay in its simplicity and robust security features. Buyers could browse product listings, complete with detailed descriptions, user reviews, and star ratings, just like any legitimate e-commerce platform. Sellers, operating under pseudonyms, offered everything from cannabis to psychedelics, all delivered via postal services seemingly beyond the reach of federal agents. This seemingly impenetrable fortress of anonymity quickly attracted a diverse user base, eager for the convenience and perceived safety the platform offered. Part 2. The Golden Age. As months turned into years, Silk Road transcended its initial purpose, evolving from a simple marketplace into a bustling digital metropolis. It wasn't just a site, it was a phenomenon, a proof of concept for a truly decentralized, ungovernable economy. Reports estimate that by its peak, Silk Road facilitated hundreds of millions of dollars in transactions, becoming a multi-million-dollar empire hidden in plain sight. Its success spawned numerous imitators, solidifying its status as a legend in the annals of the dark web. The sheer volume of trade flowing through Silk Road was staggering. Vendors competed fiercely for customer loyalty, offering high-quality products and discreet shipping. For many, it represented a revolutionary step towards a new paradigm of commerce, a world where censorship and intervention were rendered obsolete. Ulbricht, under the alias Dread Pirate Roberts, cultivated an almost mythical persona, issuing pronouncements and maintaining order within his digital kingdom. Yet, beneath this veneer of invincibility, the foundations were already beginning to crack. The seemingly endless prosperity of Silk Road, however, harbored its own insidious dangers. The larger the empire grew, the more attention it attracted, not just from eager users, but from relentless law enforcement agencies across the globe. The anonymity that protected its users also emboldened nefarious actors, leading to increasing calls for moderation and security within the platform itself. Ulbricht, the enigmatic Dread Pirate Roberts, found himself balancing the libertarian ideals of his creation with the pragmatic need to maintain order, a task that would prove increasingly difficult and ultimately his undoing. Part 3. The Cracks in the Facade. Despite his elaborate precautions and the sophisticated technical architecture of Silk Road, Ulbricht, like many before him, succumbed to human error. He made critical mistakes that began to chip away at his meticulously crafted anonymity. One of the most glaring was his early digital footprint, specifically using his real email address in an innocuous post on Stack Overflow, a programming Q&A site. In that post, he inquired about Tor, linking directly to a nascent project that would soon become Silk Road. This seemingly minor oversight became a critical thread for investigators. The email address, connected to his real name, provided a crucial link between Ross Ulbricht and the nascent Silk Road project. It was a digital breadcrumb, a small, almost imperceptible flaw in the otherwise impenetrable fortress of his online persona. Further analysis of his online activities, forum posts, and early cryptocurrency transactions slowly but surely began to construct a bridge between the shadowy Dread Pirate Roberts and the idealistic young man behind the keyboard. The digital ghost was beginning to solidify. Part 4. The Dark Allegations. As the pressure mounted and the perceived threats to Silk Road intensified, Ulbricht's actions allegedly took a far darker turn. Prosecutors later claimed he ordered multiple murders for hire, attempting to silence individuals he believed were threatening the integrity and anonymity of his empire. These allegations, though ultimately never resulting in actual deaths or successful prosecutions for murder, painted a chilling picture of the lengths to which he was willing to go to protect his creation. The libertarian idealist was now tangled in a web of violence. These alleged hit attempts, targeting a blackmailer and several others who purportedly stole from Silk Road, were contracted through dark web channels. However, the individuals he attempted to hire turned out to be undercover federal agents or informants. The murders never actually occurred, but the intent, evidenced by the communications and Bitcoin transactions, solidified the government's case against Ulbricht as a dangerous criminal mastermind, not merely a digital freedom fighter. This grim narrative stripped away any remaining illusions of a purely ideological venture, revealing the perilous reality of the dark web. Part 5. The Takedown. For years, federal agents had been meticulously hunting Dread Pirate Roberts, piecing together the fragments of his digital life. The Stack Overflow post, the alleged murder for hire attempts, and countless hours of online surveillance narrowed the search. The FBI was closing in, but catching a tech-savvy target like Ulbricht, who operated within layers of anonymity, required an equally sophisticated strategy. They needed to apprehend him while he was actively logged in to Silk Road before he could encrypt or wipe his crucial laptop, an objective that seemed almost impossible. The elaborate plan culminated on October 1, 2013. Ulbricht was at the Glen Park Library in San Francisco, working on his laptop, unaware of the trap closing around him. FBI agents staged a public argument, creating a diversion that momentarily captured his attention. In that critical instant, agents moved in, swiftly grabbing his open laptop before he could react or close the lid, capturing invaluable live data of Silk Road operations and his identity as Dread Pirate Roberts. The empire of the dark web had fallen, brought down by human error and ingenious tactics, ending a saga that redefined online crime and law enforcement. End of log.